Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Happy Sunday. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. I hope you're having a great weekend so far. Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. As you know, we are a channel that supports the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry, Meghan, Archie, Baby Lily, Mama Doria, Pula Guy, the chickens, the Invictus community, and all of us here are part of one big community. So I am happy to be part of it. I hope you are too. I'm sure you are. That's why you're here. And all of our friends joining us now. I think I see it going up. It's now we are at 80 strong, and hopefully more will join us at some point today. But how are you all doing, guys? I'm gonna pull this music down and jump into the chat in 1 second and see who are here with us. Yeah, we just take that music out. All right. Hello, my friends. Hi, Lydia, our awesome moderator. Let's see if our other awesome moderators are here. So far, I see Lydia. Church Nelly is here. Hi, Church Nelly, our other awesome moderator. We have other moderators. Karen M and Cookies and Cream. So Cookies and Cream is here. I see her. Hello. Another awesome moderator. So, and Karen M, all our moderators are here. Hello. And Julia Rock, if she wants to be, she is on as a moderator. So if she is here, she is part of the gang too. Hello, everybody. Welcome. And let's see who else is here. Annie, Queen Shashasha, Beautiful Earth. I can never get over that name. I just love it so much. Dari, Rosa, Sharpie 205. Sash is here. Ursula, Maddie, Sherry. Who else is in the chat? Joyce is here with us. Zenobia, Carolyn. Let's see. Scrolling down. Dolores. Who else is here? I said Annie. Oh, April May is here. Hi, April May. Rochelle, Angela, Julia Rock is here. Hello, Julia. I went past you the first time. So yes, Julia is here. Bonnie is here. Beverly, Karen, Teslin, Daniel Medical, our awesome 2 Cents crew member. Hackwood is here. Hildy. Hi, guys. Welcome. We're now 168. Our friends are joining us really fast. And so I am so happy. Hi, Geraldine. I don't think I said Geraldine. Hi, Geraldine. So again, hope we're all having a great day. Lots been going on, and my whole podcast that I had all planned did, because I didn't get to do a podcast yesterday. Everything that I tried recording the podcast twice and neither of them worked out. So I was gonna do that podcast today, and then today everything got blown to bits because of a report that came out today, and I was like, oh well, I'm gonna have to record that and post it another time because everything else, I mean, I guess if we have time, we can look at some of them. But I was, with all the irritating stuff that came out today, I was going to be like, look, But I figure, you know what? Today's Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. Let's start with something positive, and we'll get into the aggravating part later. So, hi, Bright Eyes, PBJ. I see you. And Sylvia and Verta. See you guys joining us. If I missed anybody else, hopefully, Walking Dead Junkie. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen it. I haven't seen your name on here before. So if this is your first time, welcome. Ethne is here. Hi, Ethne. Anyways, so I'm sure you guys have seen this. I mean, it was since Friday, but I just like, you know what, with all the aggravating things today, I need to see our girl and guy again today. On Friday they played Polo, and the results wasn't what we wanted. Harry, Los Padres did not make the finals. They lost their game. But I'm telling you, Santa Barbara Polo is so horrible at updating. We still don't even know what the score is of the match. And Nacho and his family, who usually post a lot on their Instagram, have not posted it. Actually, they haven't really posted a lot about the match, and so I think it's been, it's disappointing. I mean, they've had an incredible season. Don't get me wrong, but as with anything, in any way, if you lose something that you really, really, really wanted, it is disappointing. And so I'm sure they're going through their, trying to get a handle of it. That was the last game of the season, so hopefully at some point they'll post about it when they've gotten over their disappointments. But that aside, again, they've had an incredible season. I think it was 5 tournaments and they won 2 of those tournaments. They got 2 cups. I mean, for a young team of only Nacho being the professional, and then 2 young kids who started when they were 16, Juan and Kiko Negrini. Juan and Kiko was 16. Now they just turned 17 in the last couple of months. And then Harry, who had never played a tournament in his life, he played matches for charity, but never played in a tournament. And so for a young team as that, for them to win 2 championships, that is a major thing. So it is wonderful. And, it's given us some great pictures. It also help some of us who had no interest in being, interest at all in polo, like myself, to all of a sudden be polo fans. Still don't know the rules of polo, don't really care, just know that our faves love it. And that's all I care about, and we've got some wonderful pictures of their family with Nacho and his family, as you can see here, especially, top right pictures. That's Meghan and Nacho's wife, Delphina, laughing and talking and also hugging each other. And it's just like, oh, it's just wonderful. And, Meghan having, the time of her life, whatever is going on Shutter Island. So whatever is going on, she's living her life and she is having a great time. So, and then, on the picture on the left is her comforting Harry after the team game. And this is also just wonderful. I mean, picture on the left is Delphina and Harry and David Foster, who the tabloids like to name him like Harry's second dad. I don't know if that's actually true, but how the tabloids run with stuff. And but they have a great relationship, David and his wife, Catherine McPhee, who was also I don't know if they were friends, but they definitely, I think they acted together and they were probably in school together or something. But she knew Meghan from back in their acting days. I think they probably auditioned together as well. I could see they sort of had the same kind of look. So that's Harry, and then that's Nacho and Meghan hugging yesterday. Church Nelly, avert your eyes. I know. I see. Why did I know I was gonna see this? I should have said this before I put this picture up. Church Nelly, I knew you were going to do this. So just ice water, just think ice, just think, shower, all of that wonderful stuff. But that is Meghan and hugging Nacho. And then, the picture top right, Harry could just have been like wiping his face, but it's one of those things that's like, it looks like he's crying and Meghan is, hand on his leg comforting him. He could just be wiping his face with sweat or whatever, but it just has that feel. And, when you're so passionate as Harry is about something, you put your heart and your soul in it. And as somebody who played sports, I know that feeling. And so you put, no matter what it is, it's like you want to win so badly. And if you don't, then it's like, so, but either way, again, we don't know what the score is because Santa Barbara Polo is horrible at updating. And the finals are being played today. But again, they made it to the semifinals and won 2 tournament cups. So congratulations to them. So anyway, that's awesome. Other good news, again, before we get to the irritating part of things. I don't know if you guys heard this. It happened a couple of days ago, and hopefully you remember the story of Anna Sofia Puzanova, whose mom was kidnapped in Russia, in Mariupol. She was a medic, and she was kidnapped by, they thought, the Russian troops. And she nobody knew where she was. And she was supposed to be on the Invictus team as an archer, and I think as a swimmer or as a swimmer. And obviously she disappeared, and her daughter Anna had to take her place on the team, and Anna actually won a silver medal in archery in place of her mom. And so the whole story, she came so that she can tell the story of what happened to her mom. And so it was all over. She met Harry and Meghan, and they knew about it, so the news spread all over about it. And so we've all been praying and wishing good thoughts and all of that stuff. And wonderful news, Invictus tweeted this, that she was released. And it was just such an exciting thing. It says Invictus Game Foundation, says Invictus Games Team Ukraine competitor Taira, captured in Mariupol in March earlier this year, has been released from captivity and is heading home. Her daughter Anna had attended the Invictus Games, The Hague 2020, in her place to raise awareness and call for her release. And as I understood it, as of yesterday, she is back with her family, back with her daughter and her husband, and I know they are celebrating. I don't know what happened to her partner that was the driver, who she was with when she was captured. I don't know as of yet if he was released as yet. I know a lot of other families have been going through the same trauma, so hopefully all these people, I'm hoping they were all released. I don't know, but for those other families as well, this has been a huge trauma. So great Invictus news, great news for Taira, Anna, and their family, that her mom, who was doing absolutely great things, servicing not only Ukrainian vets and Ukrainian soldiers, she was also taking care of Russian soldiers who were injured, where, as we spoke about in last episode, that even a Russian soldier was like, "You're taking care of me," and she's like, yeah, that's her job, to take care of the sick and the wounded. Doesn't matter if they're Russian or not. She was doing great things, and she was captured. So great news. I am so happy for them, and it's like, thank you, Lord, for that family. Hopefully other families have gotten the same results where their family member has been released back to them. So absolutely, absolutely wonderful news. And I know the entire Invictus community is celebrating. So, but anyways, before I get to the aggravating news, let's see what other people are saying for this good news, and then we'll get to the aggravating news. And as you can tell, I'm stalling because it's Sunday, and I'm like, it's the Lord's Day. Shall we just have just wonderful news, please? So yeah, Joyce. Hi, Joyce. Joyce says, so happy the young lady's mother was found and returned to her family. Absolutely. Absolutely. Lydia says, this is wonderful news. What a blessing she is found. Yes, absolute blessing. Hequin says, this is so great. It is fantastic. It is absolutely great. It is fantastic. Annie says she was released yesterday. That's right. She was released yesterday. So it's absolutely wonderful news. Let's see. Faith says, "Hello, Petot. Hey, I have a lot of nicknames, so I will add Petot to it. And Squatties, I know it's a misspell. I understand, but I'm not making fun of you, Faith. Faith says, hi, Petal and Squatties. Blessed Sunday. God bless Harry, Meghan, and the children. Indeed, Faith. And I love that. Her name is Faith. Honesty Lover says, thank God for the safety of the young lady. We bless God for that. Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, I said, I hope a lot more families have gotten that kind of news, that their family member as well has been released. So let's see, a couple more before we jump over to the other stuff. Let's see what else. Let's see. I'm going by Church Nelly, Nacho. Fire says a very important thing that yeah, that we haven't mentioned today. I should have mentioned. Says good afternoon, squaddies, and for all fathers or fathers to be, happy Father's Day. Absolutely. I was just like so focused on my other news that I totally missed it's Father's Day. So happy Father's Day, and all the men in the world who, who have been fathers to people who, even though they're not technically fathers, but they have been father figures to many of our young and old, and many of the men in our lives who have just been great role models, and we think of like, wow, that's what a father will do. Thank you. Happy Father's Day to you, and for all of and for some among us, I'm sure it's also a difficult day, because as we know, many have lost fathers and father figures in their lives. And so it is also, these days are sometimes a very difficult days for those of us who have lost fathers. And so for them, we send you a love and our prayers and huge God's love and hug around you today, because as we know, it is a difficult day for you. So we love you, and also want to send happy Father's Day to my father. Hope you are having a great day, and we shall chat later, whatever it is you're doing. Hopefully you're staying away from the drawing anything to protect your eyes. I'm sure my mother is keeping him away, but I will, be chatting with my dad later today. So anyways, let's see who else is saying stuff. But anyway, so today we had some rather irritating news, and it just is one of those things that it's like, oh, but another delay. Nubian Queen, thank you so much for your super sticker. Thank you for delaying me for 1 second for getting to anything irritating. Thank you so much for your support and your love. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. So anyways, moving to our irritating thing of the day. So we all remember this from last year, and right before the Oprah interview, this came out. Not shocking to anybody really, because we knew that the palace will pull something that because they were all freaking out because of the Oprah Winfrey interview. And so we had this come out all of a sudden. Statement from Buckingham Palace blasted to the world. We are clearly very concerned about allegations in the Times, because the Times had, I guess the day before, the Times had gotten this leaked information from the palace about Meghan bullying staff. And so the palace decided in their wisdom to broadcast to the world on Wednesday, the 3rd of March, 2021. Statement from Buckingham Palace. We are clearly concerned about allegations in the Times following claims made by a former staff of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. According to our HR team, we will look into the circumstances outlined in the article. Members of staff involved at the time, including those who have left the household, will be invited to participate to see if lessons can be learned. The royal household had the dignity at work. The royal household has had the dignity at work policy in place for a number of years, and does not and will not tolerate bullying, harassment in the workplace. Royal communications, and we all remember this being blasted to the world, that they are going to be investigating Meghan, that they're going to be investigating supposed Meghan bullying charges. And again, when they, and I had to laugh when I read this, because the utter hypocrisy and ridiculousness of this, in light of what the royal family is and their abusive behavior to all of their staff, including from Prince Charles, Prince Andrew, Princess Anne, all of them, and their behavior. Even the Queen was accused of bullying behavior and horrible behavior to their staff. In light of all of those, they had the nerve, gall, and audacity to be blasting this out into the world about the supposed investigation against Meghan. And of course, we remember Meghan's response to it, which was very tame, in comparison, as we know, a couple of days later, Meghan did, well, at least the Oprah interview was broadcast. So, her response was the Duchess is saddened, which is one of her comms people released this. The Duchess is saddened by this latest attack on her character, particularly as someone who has been the target of bullying herself and is deeply committed to supporting those who have experienced pain and trauma. She's determined to continue her work building compassion around the world and will keep striving to set an example for doing what is right and doing what is good. And knowing Meghan, she would release this kind of statement. I mean, I would have blasted them. I know many of us would have probably blasted Buckingham Palace, including bringing up all their bullying stuff. But this is, and if you notice, even from the statement, she hasn't even attacked or gone after those supposed people who worked for her that would have made these supposed bullying charges. And it's just like, it just speaks to her character that she's not that type of person. But so we all remember this from last year. And then we got this this article today by one of Kensington Palace mouthpiece, Roy Anika. If you know Roy Anika's work, you know why I would say that. And this is the article that got me so irritated today and sort of threw my whole podcast out. And so, so let's read a little bit about what this article says from Roy Anika. It says an investigations into the claim that the Duchess of Sussex bullied members of her staff has led to Buckingham Palace improving policies and procedures in its HR department, according to royal sources. However, the findings from the highly sensitive inquiry, which was paid for privately by the Queen and conducted by an independent law firm, will never be published. It is understood, meaning I have no evidence for this. It is understood that they will keep under wraps to protect the privacy of those who took part and to limit tensions between the Sussexes and the palace. Courtiers have insisted the inquiry, which is launched in March last year, should not be played out in public to ensure those who took part felt comfortable, quote unquote. Some participants feel deeply disappointed and the report is being, quote unquote, buried. It is understood that the inquiry only recently concluded, but those who took part have not been informed of its outcome, which has caused upset. The Sunday Times understands Buckingham Palace no longer plans to make any public statement on the inquiry or even publicly acknowledge the subsequent changes in its HR policies. Going on further, it says, and the article says, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were not invited to participate in the inquiry. But Meghan's solicitor, Jenny Affia, a partner in the law firm Schillings, gave an interview to the BBC last year rebutting claims. She said, what bullying actually means is improperly using power repeatedly and deliberately to hurt someone, physically or emotionally. The Duchess of Sussex absolutely denies ever doing that. Knowing her, I do not believe she would ever do that. Buckingham Palace declined to comment. And I have many thoughts. As you can tell, I'm extremely irritated. Just, having to just read this. One, notice that it say, one of the things that this says is that it is understood that they will keep it under wraps to protect the privacy of those who took part in the inquiry and to limit tensions with the Sussexes. And the courtiers have insisted the inquiry, which is launched in March, should not be played out in public to ensure that those who took part felt comfortable. So this whole thing of, we're burying this, is to, as they claim, protect the privacy of those who took part. And if we look further down where we read, It says the Duchess, the Duke and Duchess were not invited to participate in the inquiry. So the Sussexes have no part. So basically what they're saying, they're protecting the people who launched this investigation, one, the people who made the claims, two. All of their privacy and their comfortability is protected, meaning they're allowed to throw stones and hide their hands. And the accused is not invited to take part in the inquiry. So nobody got Meghan's side of it. Only the people who are making the accusations got to say what they got to say. And now the palace has decided, oh, well, we're not going to reveal it. Why? Because we don't want this to be played out in public. You already put it in public when you, one, leaked it to the Times, and two, when you decide to broadcast to the world that you were doing this inquiry. You've already put it out in public. You are the one that put it out there. And now you're claiming that it's not going to be played out in public, and that Buckingham Palace has no plans to make any public statements on the inquiry, or even make public the supposed changes that they're going to be making in HR. They're not even going to make that public. And for the story, they declined to comment. I mean, this is the most irritating thing I think I've come across in a long time. So very rightly, what is trending on Twitter right now is let's find it. This is what is trending on Twitter right now. Royal family live. They are being blasted for this. Sussex Squad is all over this. I mean, not even, Sussex Squad, but there are so many other people that's not even part of the squad that's going after the royal family for this. They know they've lied. They know it's fake. Instead of apologizing, which is what they should have done, instead of, what kind of credible investigation would not include the person who's been accused? What kind of credible? So this is like, they want to launch an attack and then hide their hands and claim, oh, we're not going to make it public. We're going to make changes, but we're not going to tell you what those changes are. We're never going to make that public. But meanwhile, you get to hang over Meghan's head bullying claims. Now, whether Meghan and Harry are going to respond to this, I don't know. If it was me, I would blast all of them. We know that Meghan's team have been going at Buckingham Palace, demanding, statements, demanding who it is that made the statements, demanding, whatever the charges are. They, as far as I know, they never responded to Meghan's team, to give them the information. They have made these accusations and are not, Meghan can't sue because what would they sue? They don't, they're not making, they just said these accusations were thrown out. They don't know who it is. They don't know what the specific claim is. So you can't, what are you going to, if you're going to sue them, what is the claim that they're making? So it is just, and instead of acknowledging what they do, and I say this all the time, don't ever expect white supremacists to ever apologize. They will gaslight you to the end of the earth. They will never apologize. They will gaslight you and then try to paint themselves as the victims. So it is just one of the most disgusting thing, and rightly so. This is what's trending right now. Royal family lie. They are being blasted. They tried to bury this story on a Father's Day, and then had around the story had Prince William's big I guess a series that they're doing on the Daily Mail about his life, which I'm like, his whole life seems to be Prince Harry is not here and Prince Harry left and therefore I am a victim, and then Camilla doing a whole, Vogue thing, so they tried to bury this under that so that people wouldn't realize what they're doing. And so now this has blown all of that stuff out, and everybody is angry at them. Why? Because they lie. They know they've lied. They know they're wrong, and they will not apologize. So I'm going to let you, I can go on all day. I'm so irritated. That's why I have to start with positive news. But I'm going to let you guys, let you guys have your say. And I'm going to jump into comments, and then you can have your say. And I may just at some point put the link in the show in the chat. You guys can call in 1 minute, just share your bit. and then we can go from there. So let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. And yeah. Let's jump in. Verda Sanchez, let's see what Verda is saying. Verda says, because they're lying and they knew that they're lying and that they were never, that we'll never see the report that clears Meghan of all the charges, which were lies to begin with. Absolutely. This is so true. They know, I mean, if there was any definite confirmation that Meghan did anything, you know they would have leaked that to the press. They would have had a field day about that. There would be no way that they would withhold any evidence of Meghan bullying anyone. You know they wouldn't withhold it. Definitely not where Prince William is concerned. He would have blasted that to his friends. We know that they would have leaked that. So you had to deduce that whatever the findings they, I mean, and then how could they even make a judgment? They never spoke to the person who was accused. So this is a one-sided investigation. What kind of credible investigation is a one-sided investigation? This was not even an investigation. You can't even call it that, because they have no statements from Harry or Meghan. They weren't invited to be part of this so-called investigation. So it is just, and Bonnie, yeah, Bonnie, exactly. Investigation is biased and one-sided. Absolutely. And Catalina jumps in. The article has absolutely no substance. It doesn't. None of it. The investigation, the accusation, none of it is of any substance. And again, they're allowed. What this whole thing is the Meghan Made Kate Cry Part 2. White staff members at Kensington Palace making an accusation with their fake tears, and they're weaponizing their fake tears against a woman of color. That is this is just, again, this is Meghan Made Kate Cry Part 2. This is all this is, And so even the so-called things that they claim, oh, I felt this, so I felt, and it's like, just because you feel a certain way doesn't mean somebody bullied you. Just because you feel something, and it's just there has been no definitive anything where someone said, okay, Meghan did, other than she sent 5 o'clock or 5:30 emails. The rest of it, there's been no specific, there's like nothing. Like, what specifically did Meghan do? No one has been able to say. Not one of them have been able to say what specifically she did. So Rhonda says defamation of character. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if Meghan wants to sue, this could be something she can go after them, especially Prince William, because this came out of Kensington Palace. And this is Prince William, Kate Middleton, and Jason Knopf. This is their doing. And Buckingham Palace stupidly jump into it instead of let them drown in their lies. They stupidly got themselves a part of it. Well, they're not stupidly. I mean, they're all part of trying to destroy Harry and Meghan, especially Meghan. Anyway, they went ahead and blasted this thing out for the world. I mean, the absolute audacity for the royal family to be talking about bullying these people you just paid $12 million to the accuser of Prince Andrew, who allegedly raped a trafficked teenager, and you have the nerve to come at someone about bullying? I mean, we have documented proof of Prince Charles choking one of his staff member, Princess Anne, screaming at her staff. I mean, Prince Philip. There is one documentary talk about Prince Philip making, I think it was a general or something from the armed forces cry. I mean, that's how abusive these people are. Even even the Queen's assistant just wrote I think it's like updated her book about how the Queen, true or not, but that's what she wrote in her book. She updated Angela Kelly, I think her name is, who wrote the book about the Queen, about how the Queen was abusive to her. During the pandemic, how she would be screaming at her to the point where she had to go for a drink. I mean, this is the kind of people that's going to be coming at someone about bullying and or having abusive behavior. I mean, this is unreal to me. So, let's see who else is. Felicia says, or even publicly acknowledge the subsequent changes to the HR policy. Yeah, they're claiming that they are changing policies, but they refuse to acknowledge what those policies are. Because if you refuse to say what is specifically Meghan supposed to have done, then which this I believe is an absolute lie, because, if you don't have any evidence of something that she's done, then what kind of policy are you going to be changing? And that's the reason we get we're not going to be publicly acknowledging, because you're not going to be doing anything, because nothing was done. Because to publicly say what you're changing, meaning that's going to mean that Meghan is supposed to have done this thing. And so you can't say that publicly because nothing was done. And so lies, hence, royal families lie, lies is trending. Yes. Let's see. Sylvia says, but she's talking to Bonnie. They know very well they're lying in the palace, and they do not want Meghan to lay the truth down. Roy and Nika know the palace is lying. Karma will visit each of them. They all know that they all know this is a lie. It's very evident this is a lie, and they knee-jerk reaction to what they thought Harry and Meghan were going to be talking about at the Oprah interview. They threw this out without thinking that Meghan would hold them to it, and her lawyers would be like, no, we need evidence. We need evidence. We need the names. We need evidence. We need everything. They didn't expect it to go this far. They thought they could just throw out an accusation and hide their hand and everybody would move on. And nobody is moving on. So, yeah. B10 Powell says, hi, B10 Powell says, Buckingham Palace is lying. There was never any bullying by Duchess Meghan. Very clear. That is very clear. Some good news. Thank you, Lydia, for breaking up our thing. Happy belated birthday, Jeanette Williams. So Jeanette in the chat, or Jeanette here? Yeah. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday. Hope you had a wonderful time for your birthday. Thank you, Lydia, for breaking up our Buckingham Palace lying and royal family lies with a wonderful news. So happy birthday. Let's go down. Nulothandu, hello, how are you? She says, or he, I'm assuming, I always think she first. So if I'm wrong, please let me know. But it seems like Nulothandu is a girl or a lady. Says, why did they publicize the bullying in the first place? Why was Meghan not invited to give her side? Exactly and exactly. Any normal, right-thinking, sensible person would have thought about this before they decided to go make it and broadcast it to the world. But again, the palace is full of dunces, and that's why they hate Meghan Markle, because she brought intelligence there and they couldn't deal with it. They brought, she came as a person who is highly intelligent and they could not deal with it. So they have to do everything they can to destroy her and destroy her character. Hence, they will make stupid, boneheaded decisions like this. Angela Thomas says they're trying to bury a claim they had no evidence to support. And to think about it, they use the word bury in a way to, how they use the word bury is so that those supposed people they interview could claim, see, they're the rich people, they're trying to protect the rich people, and us little people, they bury claims so that we never have our day in court. And this is the way they're using the word bury. The royal family had never had intentions of releasing any of this in the first place. They know it's a lie. They had no intent. So nothing was really buried. This is there again so that those supposed people who gave this supposed, who they supposedly interviewed for this or, got their statements for this, could make this claim. And so the media could make this claim so that they could continue attacking the Sussexes as the rich people who supposedly are protected against the small, and the little people are not. So they bury claims to protect it. This is the way. So don't be surprised when this kind of narrative starts coming out about this, and it's probably started in this article, because this is the impression they are giving. But again, as we read, let's go back to the article for a second. Let's go back to the article for a second. Let's just make that a little bit bigger. So, but yeah, again, as we looked at in here, the article talks about they're keeping it under wraps to protect those who took part. And it's again important to remember, because the press are not going to include that according to their claim, is that they're keeping it under wraps to protect those people who took part in the inquiry. That's who they're claiming. The article said that they're protecting. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex were not invited to participate in the inquiry. So this is not about them. This is about the people who took part in the inquiry. And some of those people, one of those people who took part in the inquiry is Jason Knopf. Again, so yeah. But, they are unreal. Bisani Golf. Hi, Bisani. Oh, Bisani, your 2 Cents crew member. Hello, Bisani says, Jason Snake Knopf did not follow procedures because they had, Jason Knopf did not follow procedures because they had none. If Meghan sued them, they would have no chance of winning. They wouldn't, because if Meghan wants to go after, and I don't know what the, if the royal family is, or the different houses in the royal family, the different courts. I don't know. And you guys can tell me, and I've never paid attention, if anybody has ever sued the palace before. And so I don't know if that's possible. I know one of the things, the Queen, you can't sue her. Especially women. One of the things we know, she has a where she, you can't sue her. And then I think she has, if you want to claim as a woman, you can't sue her for like discrimination or anything like that. So I don't know if, because Meghan is part of the family, if she is, because I know they say employees cannot sue the Queen. She is exempt from that. And so I don't know if she, if Meghan as a part of the family is included in that, or if because she's a part of the family, she can sue. I don't know what the legalities of that is. And I don't know if she can sue, say, Prince William. I don't know. Again, I don't know British policy, especially when it has to do with the royal family. I don't know what the policies there are. But if there is a way to sue them, I hope Meghan can sue them. I hope she can, and I hope she goes after them really, really hard. So for what they have done. Kay Costello. Hi, Kay. Another one of our 2 Cents crew members. Once the employees found out that they may have to go to court, they declined. Yeah, because when you go to court, which is why you see the Mail on Sunday and Sun lose a lot of cases in court, because they can scream and and throw out all their lies and all of that stuff. But then when you match up what they do in a court of law, and you match up what they say against the law, that's why they always keep losing. And this is the same situation, because you put this and you put the law next to what they're doing, they realize, one, they can't hide, and two, they're going to have to back up their claims in court. And if you don't have any, evidence for what you're saying, chances are you're going to lose. And so, I would, if I were them, I would back out too. Sonia says, Duchess Meghan should sue them for defamation of character, making false accusations against her and causing her mental distress. Yeah, absolutely. I think she should, absolutely. And that's why they're not releasing this too, because they're not releasing to Meghan's team who the people are that's making these accusations. We know one is Jason Knopf, because that's public, but who are the other employees? One of them they name is, I guess, the girl who was a nanny that Jason Knopf apparently brought in to be Meghan's PA. This girl is not a PA. She's a nanny. And somehow she got, and whatever happened there, she's claiming that she was abused or she whatever distress Meghan caused her and all of that stuff. I'm telling you, I hope Meghan go after them, every single one of them. I hope she does. So I don't know. I mean, and again, poor Meghan. I feel bad for her because with all this stuff, she's trying to live her life. She has 2 young children. She's trying to have her own career and have a life and have to deal with this mess. So you don't wish, even though I want her to go after them, I also want Meghan to have a life. I want her to have her peace and to have her, whatever, under a tree in Montecito, to not have to deal with this nonsense from this vile, despicable family. And so I just, whatever she decides, I'm like, look, she's going to decide what is best for her. But I'm just, let's move on. Let's go. Let's see who else is saying stuff. Ihoma. I hope I said that right. I'm sorry. Give me a phonetics if I just said that completely wrong. Says the fear of Oprah interview is still live and well in the royal family. Yeah, it is still live and well in the royal family and the British press, and a lot of them in the British public too. They cannot get over it. Because for the first time, someone literally sat there, other than Princess Diana, sat there, bold-faced, and called them all out and called them by their name. And if you notice, no matter what the press says, no one in the royal family has ever come out and said anything Meghan and Harry has said was a lie. Not one of them has said it, no matter what the press, and they're like, oh, this could be a lie, this, whatever. No one in the royal family has said, and they have done all, especially Prince William, have said a whole lot of things. The only thing they, him and apparently Prince Charles said is like, because Harry say that they were imprisoned, they claim, no, we're happy with our lot, whatever. But you can just look at their lives and see the prison that they're in. That is like anybody with eyes and common sense could see that. But yeah. Sylvia says, I'm sure she started Lisa. I'm sure the Meghan's lawyer will request to see the final outcome. I would assume so. I would assume Jenny Offia would be contacting Buckingham Palace. Chances are they will say no. They will say, because then, Meghan would know the truth. They don't want people to know the truth. And that is the reason. And they have the audacity to be like, we will not be making any further comment. I mean, it's like, unreal. And they know, give it a couple of days and the British public will say nothing about it. They'll just go on at it as if it didn't happen. So that's why they feel like they can do this, and then and it's like, we're not going to show you, and there's nothing you can do about it. So Bonnie says, come on, Harry, with that memoir. I can't wait to suck it to them for them that attacking your wife. I'm telling you, there's a reason why they are so afraid of Harry's memoir. And again, we don't know what Harry's going to put there in his memoir, but they are definitely very much afraid of what they think Harry is going to, because again, if they treated Harry and Meghan right, they have nothing to worry about. But if they didn't, then I'd worry too. So yeah. Mary Hiker. Hi, Mary, or I Hiker. Says, somehow I wish they could sue Willie for ordering this lie. I wish so too. I feel the same. I feel the absolute same. I wish they would, I don't know if, again, Meghan is trying to live her life and take care of her children and have a happy life and peaceful life in California. I don't know that she wants to go through another trial, because Prince Harry, he has 2 of them, one against the male, one against the son. And he also is taking the government to, they're doing that review for a security thing that's still there. And so they want to have some peace and have a life. And I don't know that necessarily Meghan want to again go back in court and dealing with the royal family and the British press and their mess. If she decided that she doesn't want to, I don't blame her. I really don't blame her. So yeah, it just, oh goodness. All right, so I'm gonna put I'm putting the link to call in and come on and chat with me. I'm going to give 1 minute, and we're simply going to stay on this topic. So 1 minute, you can share whatever it is you want to share about this topic. and 1 minute, just in case, there are others after you to share. So I'm going to put it in the link right now. So call in, come on and chat with me for a second, turn off your camera, turn on your sound. And if you have, for example, if you're listening to the show, and make sure you have headsets so we're not getting like feedback and stuff like that. So all right, so link is in the show notes right now, so feel free to call in. In the meantime, I am going to continue with your comments. Rosa, hi Rosa says the fact that following the investigation, the Palace HR are improving their policies mean that they have found fault with themselves, not Meghan. That too. I mean, exactly. But how it's kind of worded for me felt like they're upgrading their policies based on what they found from this interview about Meghan. So that is what I got out of it. And again, this, and again, this is, talk about HR. The Kensington Palace, not to forget, Kensington Palace, the one that leaked to the very same Valentine Law who wrote the bullying article about Meghan contacting HR when she was having, going through a period in 2019 of mental distress. They leaked that. Kensington Palace leaked that information to Valentine Lowe, who talked about it on a Time podcast, that he knew Meghan was really going through the ringer in 2019. And why would you leak? That is one, private information, that is private medical information that they leaked to Valentine Lowe of the Times, and then leaked about, fake bullying charges. So yeah, it just, oof. Says, Meghan and her attorney need to force their hand to release the report findings and take them to court and sue them. I'm telling you, I would do this. Sash, actually, it seems like you're trying to connect. It says your device is not connected. So I'm not sure what you need to do, but it's saying it's not connected. So I'm not sure. Again, check your connections and see what's the deal. And Fatoumata is here, and she'll be joining us. But before I get to you, I want to say thank you to, let's see, who is that just made a donation. Let's just scroll down quite a bit. Okay. Oh, B10 Paul, thank you so much for the super sticker. You are always supporting. I appreciate it. Thank you for your support. And I saw another one. Oh, Hen Pal, thank you so much for your support. Where is it? Oh, come on. Don't do this to me right now. Where is Hen Pal? Oh, here we go. Sure. Hen Pal, there you go. Thank you. And she said 4-bedroom house is punishment. Demotion. I'm not sure what you mean, Hen Pal, but thank you so much, you guys, for your support. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. So Fatoumata, hi Fatu. So let's just get you on the stream. Hello, Fatu. Thank you. Unmute yourself. There we go. Hi Fatu, how are you? Fatu, are you hearing me? Hello, Fatu. Yep. Okay, so she's unmuted herself. Fatu, are you there? Oh, I'm not sure what happened to Fatu. We can't hear her. Hi, Fatoumata. Okay. Not sure why. We can't hear Fatu. But Fatu, there may be something with your. I'm not sure why we're not getting you. But all right. So try. I'm going to remove you, and then you can try again to call in and check your mic, etc., and see, we can try again. So I want to hear what you have to say again. We're giving everyone who call in 1 minute to say what it is you'd like to say about this matter. So we'll continue. Let's see. Mary Man. Hi, Mary. Mary says, she thought I need to read this stuff a little bit before I post it. So Mary, she said, Lydia, the lie remains alive and thriving, and therefore no need to drag drag back out. More is required. Not sure what you're saying. So, Mary, as I just did jump into your conversation. So, if you want to share it with us, please do. Just elaborate. Oh, we got Fatumata back. Fatu, are you there? We still can't hear Fatu. I am not sure what's happening. Fatumata. I don't know what's happening and why we cannot hear you. But I'm just making sure everyone can hear me. If you can hear me, if you can just give me a thumbs up. And I'm not sure why we're not hearing Fatumata. There may be some kind of connection problem. Yeah, if you can give me if you can give me a thumbs up, if you can hear. Okay, Sherry can hear me. And okay, Lydia says you can hear me. Okay, so Fatu, I don't know what's happening and why we cannot hear you. So if you want to try, I'm not sure. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not savvy in this way. So if you want to work on your sound bit, that would be really awesome. So we'll continue in the chat, and if anyone else, that again, the link is in the chat. If anyone else along with Fatu wants to call us and we can get you on, that would be really awesome. Just want to hear your thoughts. Lisa says, William should be glad there's a lot of space between him and Harry. I believe if Harry was anywhere near William, it would not be good for William. I'm telling you, remember how Harry put his hand apart and he says, their relationship is space. And even when they went back, why I agreed with the seating, when they had the seating, that they put them in a place where they are just one on the other side, in between friends. And I feel like, and the Queen put her trusted aides and stuff around Harry and Meghan. I agreed with her on that, even that they keep space, and not that, there'd be any physical fighting or anything, but that they remain, that there is no, there's some kind of brotherly whatever. There is a space there for a reason. That is how you are able to function when you have narcissistic people in your family. You have to put space. You cannot be around and try to, in some way, have any kind of, it's impossible. You don't hate them, but it's almost impossible to have a relationship with narcissistic people, because this is the kind of thing they would do. They are constantly trying to destroy your life. And, whatever it is going on in their life, like as, this crazy series of articles that's coming out that's supposedly about Prince William's birthday, but all of it seems to be about how Harry is wrong and how Harry destroyed his life pretty much, so yeah, it's just that space is there for a reason. So happy that Harry and Meghan have learned how to deal with narcissistic family members. Let's see. Tashmak, let's see what Tashmak says. He says, and if the investigation is supposedly done outside of the royal family, but by an unbiased source, how would the Time know that Meghan wasn't interviewed? But supposedly the accusers are unknown. And, again, this is the royal family that claim that they're not leaking anything, and they're, making sure that Harry and Meghan don't leak anything to U.S. press. Yeah, they are leaking stuff all over the world. Oh, yes. And there's a reason why, if that they chose to independently fund the so-called investigation, because if the public had funded it, then the public could demand it, and the royal family cannot, just say, well, we're not. But because they privately fund it, they're claiming like, oh, we don't have to tell you what we find. Oh, we have someone, Agnes Phillips. Again, we have Agnes going to be on for 1 minute to share what she has to say. Hopefully we can hear Agnes. So Agnes, hello, welcome.
Oh, hello, hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Are you in the UK? I love your accent, by the way.
Yeah, I'm in London. I'm in London. The point I wanted to make quickly was I think the royal family, I think they want Meghan to take legal action now. They'd love that. Even though as squaddies, we want her to. I don't think she should. They just want Harry and Meghan to be wrapped up in legal problems, arguments, because they're so vexed and angry that Harry and Meghan seem happy and relaxed and are living their lives. So this report is just provocative. They're just trying to. They would love Meghan, because then I think one of your comments, someone said in the comments that they want. If Meghan takes the royal family to court, that would be lovely for them. You know, you can think of the headlines, the news stories, etc. So they're golden. They're poking the Sussexes, and I think they should just ignore them, because everybody knows, you know, the way that report was, the accusation was made. Everybody knows it was a lie. You know, they've embarrassed themselves to the world. So, although, like, part of me thinks, no, take them to court. They've got enough evidence there to shame the royal family. I think Harry and Meghan just need to ignore it, because it's a deliberate, provocative attempt to just unsettle them and take them away from their peace.
That is a fantastic point, Agnes. Absolutely fantastic point. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is a fantastic point, because if you think, thinking about, what it would be if Meghan were to take them to court, I mean, the tabloids, that is new. That would be news stories for them for like 3 years, and think of talk about a zoo that would be for them. And then the royal family could hide all the other problems behind that. And, nobody would know, because everybody wants to know, oh my gosh, Meghan is taking Prince William to court, and the Prince Charles to court, and they can bury all of their mess behind that, and while everybody is focused on the shiny object of Meghan taking the royal family to court. So, that is such a great point. Thank you, Agnes. I appreciate that. I mean, definitely another way of looking at it. And anything to take away Meghan's peace. And now, on the top of that, now I'm thinking, maybe Meghan should just ignore them. Just ignore them. And just continue with what, because again, it's like, as much as for me, I want her to sue them, because I just want them to I just want them to get it. But Meghan is like, let her stay in California, doing her thing, promoting her cause, and let the royal family, let them stay in their mess. Oh, Fatu is here, and hopefully, I think we can get sound now. Fatu, are you here?
Yes, can you hear me?
Oh, fantastic. Yes, I can hear you. I was so concerned. I was like, oh my gosh, she's tried 3 times and we can't hear her.
Yes. I just want to say that, hello, everyone. I don't know if they even did the investigation. I think they just started and see where it's going, and just put it down and say, this is not going to go well, so let's not finish it. I don't believe they did that. They finished their whatever they call investigation, whatever. Can you believe I started following her when she started suit. Everybody says the same thing about her. Do they really believe that overnight a woman can just change and become this witch that they want us to believe? And
great point.
Change everything. They know that nobody believed that.
Right.
But they just wanted to muddy the waters and pretend that she's part of the problem or whatever. But luckily, she's not British. She was able to come home. And other people, other media outlet was able to to get in there and see what's going on. Because imagine if she was British, what would have happened to her?
Exactly. She would have nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go.
Exactly.
I think she's a phenomenal woman. I think I took it really personally when she was called jihadis. I'm a woman who's those women that she was hugging, I dress up like them. I took it really personally because everything she has been through, I know it's not true at all. I know that because you cannot just change like that.
Right.
I think she's fantastic. I think I agree with the last caller. They should not sue or anything because we already know the truth. Even people who are not following them know the truth, because it gotten so bad. Even if they say something terrible about her that is true, nobody's gonna believe it. We're just gonna roll our eyes and go, "Oh, there we go again," because they've been so relentless with their attack. I think shame on Prince William. I started changing my mind about him when he pulled that stupid stunt in 2019. Before that, I thought he was just part of the system. He could not say anything, whatever. But after he pulled that stunt, it was okay. He's part of it. After he took poor George and Charles to pick up their luggages for the first time ever. He never done that before. Right when his brother was a torture left and right for daring to take a private plane once. I think shame on them all. I think the sisters are fantastic. I love Prince Harry since he started Santa Bali in Africa. I'm from Africa. I loved him since then. I think for me, nothing's gonna change. I don't care if they say they murdered somebody yesterday. I would bury the body for them. I don't care.
Well, okay. Well, let's hope not, Fatu. Let's hope not that we're going to keep that off. But no, thank you so much. I know we don't have a whole lot of time, but it's so wonderful to hear your voice and to someone just said it's so great to. I think it was Lydia that said that I should have clicked on it. But it's great to put the face and the sound of your voice together. I was like, that's what Fatu sounds like. You have such a beautiful voice. Thank you so much for coming on. And I'm going to do this more often, so hopefully I can hear all of your voices. But I appreciate what you said. So thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Again, she is so right. I think, and I think we're all now agreeing that it's probably they really are just trying to get at the Sussexes, and people now looking at this like, oh no, wait a minute, y'all are liars, and again, that's why, royal family lying is trending right now. So guys, thank you so much. And I think Lydia just put in that Baron is starting at 1:15, so we have a couple more minutes. If anyone wants, I'm gonna go through the chat, and if anyone wants to call in, 1 minute, so we give everyone an opportunity to share as much as we can for the next couple of minutes. Let's see. Felicia says, some things can be ignored with silence. Then comes a time one must fight fire with fire and be willing to let the chips fall. That is also a great point. Felicia. Thank you so much. That is definitely a great point. So it's kind of like, one part you feel like, okay, go after them. And the next part you're like, but Meghan, she has to have a life, and the royal family would want nothing but to tie them up in all of this stuff to make them not achieve the things that they know they could achieve, and the thing that they're afraid of that they're achieving, because then it'll show them up for the fact that they are underachieving, taking taxpayers' money and doing nothing with it. So there's both points, yeah. R. Smith says, I'm with you, Pedal, soon off. Thanks, R. Smith. Meghan's law firm will open that can of worms, including his associates with toxic Tom. BP does not want to deal with professional interrogators. No, they don't. They don't, because then they'll have to have evidence, which they don't have. And we've known this, Let's see. Let's move on. Going on. Trish Nelly. Trish Nelly says they're closing the bullying case because Rage and Aged are coming to America, just like England stopped Jamaican deportation for the failed tour. That is a very good point. And if they think that they can just push this under the rug like they did in the UK, and they do in the UK, I'm sorry, Americans, we are like elephants. We remember stuff. The Sussex squad, most of them are here. We remember. We will not, you'll not put this under a rug. We will be coming after you when you come to America. And if I know the squad, we'll make sure this trend, yeah, this is such a great point, and then the minute the tour ended, they, wanted to start back. and they probably have started back the flights. So yeah, that's why they're trying to bury it. They're trying to, let there be peace between the Sussexes and Buckingham Palace. Sure. Let's see. Moving down, I'm like scrolling down to see. Peter Powell says, shame on William, Jason lying off, and all the conspirators. I mean, it is despicable. It is utterly despicable what they have done and what they are doing and what they're trying to get away with. Let's see. Denise Miller says, Harry and Meghan have never accused the QE2, the Queen, or Prince Philip of anything. The Queen approved their marriage. I know they haven't accused, they always have had, even in the Oprah interview, they've always had a great relationship with the Queen and also Prince Philip. So they've never accused them of anything. And as obviously they love her. And, they went back to the UK to honor her, a few weeks ago. So, and then that puts into question the kind of power that, or supposed power that the Queen actually have, which, according to Harry, if you believe what, if Harry was kind of saying, but not saying, is that she doesn't have all that kind of power, because actually those aides of hers can dictate to her what her schedule is, then what kind of power a person have or don't have. So, let's see, moving on, let's go on. Actually not moving on, but continuing with your comments. Sheila Campbell, hi Sheila, says, the hate for a mixed race American woman drove the UK monarchy, royal family, the government, and everybody beneath them into a crazy frenzy in order to destroy Meghan. They left themselves naked and I hope ashamed. Sheila, I would, one would think they would be ashamed, but these people have no shame. They have no shame. They have been doing this kind of things for years, and they know they can get away with it. They have no shame. So it's despicable. Utterly despicable. They have no shame. So Lavertha, hi Lavertha. Oh, she's talking to Church Nelly. Maybe MAGA crowd will hold a rally for them, birds of a feather and all of that. Yeah, well, that's their American support. A lot of MAGA people, whenever you see those things and you know that they're Americans, because it probably popped up on their Twitter feed or whatever, usually you'll see something for Trump there. You see some kind of MAGA or some kind of Trump. That's their base in the U.S. They're trying to tap into liberal America, but that's their base. White supremacy in the U.S. is their base. So yeah. Let's see. Moving on. If anybody, let's see. Yeah, let's see. Moving on. And R.R. Carter, hi R.R. says, another piece of evidence that the family does not support the Sussexes. I mean, among the millions, not millions, but the tons of support, the tons of evidence to that fact that they're not supporting. I mean, they said, one of the famous quotes in Meghan said, it's like, they will lie to protect other members of the royal family, but they will not tell the truth to protect myself and Harry and, their family. So, hello. Carolyn says, Harry and Meghan should go after JK, Jason Off, and all the other cahoots and drag them into the case. I mean, yeah. Again, two schools of thoughts with how they should. It'll be interesting to see how Meghan will handle it. It will be very interesting. And I know Lydia said, I think Barron has 1:15. So in a couple of minutes, so we'll take a couple more before we jet out and jump over to Barron and see what Barron has to say. But let's see. This is Juneteenth weekend. Happy Juneteenth, everyone. Sorry, I was so distracted by that stuff that I forgot. It's Juneteenth. That's right. Carol Padu. Hi, Carol. Carol says, William and K, W and K, don't want the MAGA because then they because then that gives the truth to what Meghan said about racism. They are between a rock and a hard place with that one. Yeah, well, if you don't want to be labeled white supremacist, then don't be. They don't, they want to pretend they're not, but that's exactly who they are. As very true, birds of a feather and all that. Exactly. Let's see. Church Nelly says, have a great Father's Day weekend and great podcast today, Pedal. Thank you, Church Nelly. Thumbs up to everyone on your way out. Smooches. And yep, we are all on our way out. Let's get the final one from Joseph. Says, a royal sycophant may let the firm get away with this whitewash, but we squatties have all the receipts and we're not so forgiving. That's right. Exactly, Joseph. We are elephants. We never forget, and we will pull receipts on you. And so they're not going to be, we're not forgetting what they have done. Absolutely. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. Next podcast, I'll continue with this because there's more to this whole story, I'm sure. And so next podcast, I'll have more stuff, including one of Meghan's friend and I wanted to read it today, but I realized I ran out of time. One of her co-stars who had written this long email thread after those bullying accusations came out last year that I wanted to read, and then we just ran out of time. So on the next podcast, I will be reading that and all the other stuff that I didn't get a chance to do today. But thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you so much, all of you who came on the show. It's so wonderful to be able to just to hear your voices. Thank you. If you haven't and you are here for the first time, even if you're not here for the first time, please subscribe to our channel. Please join the channel to where you support the channel monthly, financially support the channel monthly. Subscribe, click the notification bell so that you know when we drop a video. There are a lot of ways that you can support the channel if you so choose. We would appreciate it. At the bottom of this video, you will see a $sign next to like the join button, I think it is. You can do that. You don't have to do it while we are on the air. You can do it anytime you want just by clicking that and do that. We also do have merchandise. We do have backgrounds, not this background. We have backgrounds there that my dad has. Actually, it's so funny, I forgot my slide of merch. There you go. There's the slide of merch. There you go. So we have that. The links are all going to be in the show notes. So please jump in there. And the link to the article that we just looked at about the bullying is also going to be there as well. So, but again, none of this, you're not obligated to any of this. But if you'd like to support us, we'd appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you all so much for joining us. We will see you over at Barron's. And have a great Sunday. Whatever you do, don't get into trouble. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. I am watching you. I'm being Mama Pedal right now. And so we will go out with some music as we normally do. So we're going to go out with Into Space, actually, it's called. And I will see you guys next time. I love you all. Happy Sunday.